Welcome to Figure Feedback. My name is Jeremy. Now, I just got these two boxes in the mail that I didn't know were coming. Now, this is from BigTreeTech, all right? And this is the Panda Knomi. Now, this is the same company that does those cryo grip build plates that are really good, and I still highly recommend them. And then when I opened these up, I was like, what the heck is this? I really had no idea, but I looked it up, and this is for the Bambu Lab A1, and this is just sort of like a fun screen that you can put on the tool head, and it can have like different animations and GIFs and stuff like that. I don't know. So I'm just gonna open this up, I'm gonna put it together, and we're gonna see what this is like. At the time of this video, I don't know how much this is, but if I find out the information when I publish it, I'll put it in the description. So it comes in these two boxes here. One of these is the screen only, and then the other one is the case only. All right, so let's just do the case right now. I see inside here, there's the instruction manual, the user manual, and here is the case. Now it's just really dead simple, really. Just a clear case. You got BigTreeTech on it, and it looks like it's just going to snap right onto the tool head of the Bambu Lab A1. So yeah, I guess that's pretty simple. And then next is going to be for the screen, and inside here is a bunch of like wires and stuff. So here is the that's like the cable that's going to provide it with power or whatever. This is the same kind of connector that goes into the slot where the AMS light is, but there's two of them on the A1, and one of them is always unoccupied. So this company seems to take advantage of that in this case. So I'm going to have to plug that in here and then plug this in into something, and we'll see how that works out. Also in here, I've got this, and this is, I guess this is where the screen is going to be. So let me just pop that open. Got some stickers and whatnot. All right, so this is going to be the display. So you see it's not very big. Here's all the doodads and stuff on the back. And this is just going to go into this this little case right here. So when we're done, you know, that's going to be inside here, and then we'll just kind of put everything together. So I have no idea how to do this, but it shouldn't be too complicated. So I'm just going to look up the instruction manual, get this all put together, and I'll come back and show you how it looks. So the first thing that I had to do was install this screen, and that was easy enough because on the back here there's this little plastic cover that you can just sort of pry off, and then you put the screen in its place, and then you just pop the cover right back on. Then you have to come over to the A1, and you got to remove this front plate here, and then you also have to take out the little spinning wheel thing as well. This is something that you can just pull out of its opening, and it goes like right here. You don't have to unscrew it. You don't need any tools. You just pull it right off. Put those over to the side. Then I took the power wire down through this top portion right here, and I fed it through this first opening right here where this hole is, and then I just stuck it right here, plugged it into the power portion on the back of this screen, and that's all that you have to do. Then you can just take this and just reconnect it to the front of the tool head, just like the original one. So that just snaps into place. And then you have this wire that you have to do something with. Now I have my AMS light mounted on top of the printer like this. So they have these 3D printed clips that you can just print to manage your wires better, but I can just kind of get anything and just kind of connect it to these wires that's already up here, and then it runs all the way into the back inside of that second port that is next to the AMS light. It's the same port as the AMS light. There's two of them back there. You just put that into the empty one, and then you're good to go. From there, you just have to power this on, scan a QR code. You have to connect it to your network. It has to be connected to the same network as your Bambu Lab A1 is. You run through some steps to get everything bound together, and then you'll be good to go. But one thing that I do have to say is after I connected my Wi-Fi, it worked just fine. But then after I turned off the power and turned it back on, it kept telling me that my Wi-Fi password was incorrect. I had to factory reset it a couple of times for it to finally realize my password was correct. And then once that was done, I got the binding code from the Bambu Lab A1 in the settings menu under the LAN settings. Get your binding code. You put that into the web interface for BigTreeTech, then everything will be good to go. All right, so let's see what this does in action. Let me power this on. You see, and it's good that this just kind of happened. So you see right there, it says that it's the wrong password again, and I have absolutely no idea why it insists on saying that, because it was working just fine before. So if I just scan this QR code, this is the web-based app that it opens up, and it says that the Wi-Fi connection failed. And it doesn't really make any sense because it is the correct Wi-Fi password. And even though the printer is already bound to this particular accessory, it just doesn't matter right now. So after factory resetting this thing like 3 times, I finally get a Wi-Fi connected successfully icon on the screen. All right, so just based on this little ordeal that I just had to go through, it's hard for me to recommend this right now until they fix that, because once I turn this printer off and I turn it back on again, if it keeps giving me that whole Wi-Fi password is wrong thing, and then I have to keep resetting it to the factory settings and going back and forth, it's not going to be worth it at all. But let's just take a look at some of the things this can do. So from my phone, when I'm looking at the web-based interface for the BigTreeTech Panda Knomi, I can see all of these different GIFs that they have for different functions for the printer. So for example, if I wanted to heat the nozzle, it is going to look like this. See that there? It shows that the nozzle is heating up. If I wanted to do bed heating, it's going to do that. When it's homing, it's going to do something like this. When it's calibrating the flow, it's going to look like this. So it has all these GIFs for different things like filament cutting. It has it for filament pullback, filament purge, printing okay. It has this when it's actually printing. And you can also change these GIFs to be something else that you have on your phone, or like an image that you might have on your phone, to just sort of customize it to be what you want it to be. And I think that that's really cool if it's going to work consistently. But let me just back out of this real quick. Go off of the preview mode, and now I'm just going to do something on the A1 itself. So I'm just going to go to control, and I'm just going to heat the nozzle to let's say 80 degrees Celsius. So after I hit OK and it starts heating up, you can just look at the screen there and you see that it shows that you're going from 22 Celsius up to 80 degrees Celsius. I mean, it's kind of neat to be able to see that, but then again, you can see that same information just right there on the screen of the A1 if you wanted to. So yeah, you have that front and center, and it's got that little cute face right there, but it's not really adding anything except for, aesthetics to the printer. So I want to heat the bed up to 40. Let's see what that's going to do. So there's the bed heating icon going up to 40 degrees. So yeah, it's just something that you just customize yourself. It's easy enough to put it on. You can just go back to the stock cover and the little wheel, the stock wheel, if you want to. But yeah, it just gives you a nice little visual meme to whatever you're doing on this printer. But like I said, since I'm having so many problems with the connection aspect of it all, it's very hard for me to recommend that you get this at this time, or at least check out some other content creators to see if they're having a similar problem. So right before I wrap this up, I just turned off the power. I'm going to turn it back on and see if everything can connect without any issues. And if it doesn't, like as you see here, it says wrong password yet again. But then One thing that I'm just sort of wondering is, I wonder if it's because this looks for an internet connection before the A1 has an ability to establish the connection, and maybe it's trying to get it from there. So what I'm going to do is unplug this from the back, and I'm going to wait until the A1 has already established its internet connection before I plug this back in. Not going to update the firmware right now, but now it's trying to connect to the Wi-Fi, and there it is, wrong password. So I don't know. This needs to be fixed. There's no reason for me to keep this on if it's just going to keep on doing this every time I turn it on. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this off and uninstall it. It's just going to keep on doing this, and you know, it's not worth it to keep trying to go back and fix it every time. So that's it for now. Thank you all so much for watching. Till next time, take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you soon.